And coming on to NDIS review, and before we go there, there's a commonality of language across the Royal Commission and the NDIS review. The use of a language that vision is to deliver inclusive and fair Australia. That's the broader vision we are working for, and which just leads into the NDIS review as well. Within the NDIS review, there are multi-tiered supports. There are three-tiered supports they talk about. One is the mainstream supports, which is the Department of Education, Transport, Health, Housing. And then you have the second tier is the foundation supports, which is through different state and territory governments. And the third layer which is individualized funding, which is the NDIS support individual gets. How do you feel, what do you feel about the foundation support, which is the linkage between the mainstream and the NDI supports, and how does it will play in the coming future?
Yeah, so I thought with the connected system, the mainstream, the community supports at the very bottom of the pyramid, I think we need to be making sure that those not only diversified but they need to be accessible for the wider community to know what's available out there. We can't, I know Bill Shorten always says, can't be the lifeboat in the ocean, the NDIS, the individualised supports. So those bottom of the pyramid, foundational supports and community supports, I know from a deaf-blind perspective, there are services available, but it's knowing that they're there. So whether that's with your local council, whether that is with a disability service provider, it's getting the message out that these supports are in place. There might be that a community event will have an Auslan interpreter, but it doesn't get publicised, it doesn't get put out there, so people don't go because they think it's not going to be accessible. So I think we do have a bit in place already. It's just I don't think the communication is there.
And I would assume so. All disability events should have Auslan as a default. It should, yes, you're right. It should be stated as part of these events, but I think it should be a default setting in all events. You should have Auslan interpreters, as you do have ramps, as you do have other things. So it should be, and that's probably the assumption of being inclusive and fair in all